Hi everyone and welcome to another video. Today I will be taking you through my new and improved pen pal letter storage system. So I will try to leave my previous video up in the corner here if I can figure out how to do that. But I did used to keep all of my letters in an old photo album, but I ran out of space and I couldn't find another one similar. And to be honest, it just got too chunky. So this is my new and improved system. I have gone with the A5 binder, and you're able to just get these at Officeworks. This is the brand here, J. Burrows, and these are the sheet protectors as well, same brand. They come in a pack of 100. And I've tried to put as many as I can in each binder. The first one is 1.5 years worth and it's pretty straight across. 2020 and 2021 aren't as chunky, but I decided that I didn't want to start putting half years in. I thought that would get way too confusing. So these have actually worked out a lot better than I thought. Because they're a larger page than the photo size, I've actually been able to display the letters properly. I have some very, very creative pen pals who paint on their letters, who make their own paper. And I also just like seeing all the different papers everyone chooses and the different ways that they love to send their mail and decorate their paper. So for me, this has actually worked out a lot better because I'm able to see more of the page. Most of the papers that I receive are an A5 size, so I can just slot them straight in. And the other ones are A4, which I can just put in half. So I'll flick through the 2021 binder so you can see what I mean. And I do have some letters here I still have to reply to. I don't want to put the letters in here until I've replied. So I do still have probably, I think there's about 6 or 7 that I need to reply to from 2021. Some of these have unfortunately been sitting on my desk for a little while, but with Christmas and New Year's and borders reopening here in Australia and family finally being able to come up, and my youngest one is turning 2 soon and my husband went away. So, you know, all the life excuses, I just haven't got around to finishing them yet. So this binder will have some more letters in it as soon as I finish those up. And then anything I get new for this year, 2022, I will put into this spare binder that I have here. It's just a dual ring binder with 2 pockets. And you can see as well that I had made a little bookmark with some washi and vintage ephemera and Denison labels and some stickers, and I just wrote the year on there. So let's have a really quick flip through here. I won't linger too much on any of the pages just because they are my letters, but you can just see how much fun it is. And ones like this where, you know, a whole little folder has been created are just really fun because I can display it a bit better. But, you know, just fun ways of making mail. This one is a hand painted one in a Mary Poppins theme. So previously I only had like a little section that I can see, but now I can see most of it, which is really fun for me. And this one too is all hand painted. I have some very, very talented pen pals that are just so creative and give me so much inspiration and something for me to really aspire to, although I do feel like it is very one-sided creativity. I don't feel that I can give them back the creativity that they share with me, but we try. And everyone is different too, so I know that that's not something that I can do, but I can do something else that she'll enjoy. And yeah, I just really like seeing all this and all the different coloured pens people use. And I've got some that are written with a typewriter and typed. And it is just so much fun for me to go through and have a look. I really enjoy this. And in my new office, I'm going to be getting a modular shelving system that has glass doors on the front. So I'll be able to put these away without them getting dusty or anything like that. I do have a bit of a dilemma though. I have lost contact with some of my pen pals due to the pandemic. And I have kept their letters, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to eventually get back in contact with them. But what do you do with mail from people you've lost contact with? Do you still keep their letters or do you shred them? What do you do? Because I feel like I don't want to get rid of them in case we get back in contact and they've put time into it. But I also don't want to keep things that I don't necessarily need anymore. Let me know what your opinion is on that. I'd love to know. Now this one is my pen pal journal. This is where I put all the bits and pieces that either aren't the letter or that don't go into my daily journal or that I can't reuse, reduce and recycle. So I do like to reuse envelopes if possible. I do like to peel off ephemera and reuse if possible. That for me is one of my guilty pleasures of snail mailing, is not just receiving the letter and having that connection and that correspondence, but I do love to share ephemera. But if I have pen pals that don't include ephemera, and not all of them do, some will just write a letter, they will still decorate their envelope, and I do still like to reuse the envelope. So this is just a $5 journal from Kaisercraft. It's a dot grid journal. And I'll try to hopefully get 2 years out of this. I know I won't be able to fill it up purely because it will get too chunky. But this for me is a really tactile journal. And I really enjoy flipping through this as well, just to feel all the different pieces of paper and just look at all the different colors. And it's somewhere for me to go in and remember the pieces of mail that I received. I do just want to point out that this little postie quokka is from Pick Your Mix shop, and it is adorable and so fitting for my pen pal journal. So I have just put some washi tape over the top of addresses to keep it private, but I'll just have a really quick flip through, but you can see just how eclectic and tactile it is. And I also put things from orders in if it's pretty. And then I will occasionally just keep an entire envelope if I just can't pull it apart. And I do have some pen pals that are just so clever and I just can't make myself pull it apart. This one's really fun. This goes with the Mary Poppins letter, and the envelope was kites, and she's put string on the kites, and it was all shipped inside a plastic sleeve to keep it from getting caught in the mail machines. But I just really like that. And then there's this itty bitty envelope with some stamps. So I just like just stuff I don't know where to put anywhere else goes in here. But yeah, that is really special. I really like that. And then slips from orders. And like this is just a brochure from Japan that one of my pen pals sent me, and she's just written about it on this little note here, and I just didn't know where to put it, so I've put it in here. I didn't want to just throw it away because I thought it was interesting, so it just goes in there. Just goes in here. And these are some beautiful envelopes I just could not pull apart. Like all the pretty stamps that have been used, and the stickers and washi tapes. I just love it. Love it, love it. And like this one is just one of my pen pals that generally sends a letter with maybe a postcard or a journaling card or something. So she did stamp the front of the envelope, so I just cut out the stamp she put on the front of the envelope and stuck in the journaling card. And like this one is just the label address and a little painting she did. I don't need to put a lot in, but just something to remember it by. I also got quite a few Christmas cards from customers this year, which was really, really fun. I love getting mail from customers. This was another one. And she did like this beautiful calligraphy in this like shiny, I think it was a gel dip, glass dip pen. And then this one of my customers found a vintage Christmas card at like a Vinnie's or something, and she sent it to me because she knew that I would love it. And then she also tore off like a piece of my envelope from one of the orders, and she used it on there. So it's like I got a letter with my own logo on it, so I wanted to keep all that because like to me that's really cool. And this is like a Halloween one with the little spiders and the little witchies. And like this one, there wasn't much to take off, so I just put down some washi that was on the letter. And like I said before, I've got some other bits and pieces to put in here, but I haven't quite got around to that yet. But that is how I store everything else. I prefer to store it these ways instead of in a big box. I find that at least this way I can put it on a shelf and I can label the spine with my label maker. And I know exactly what it is. It takes up less space. I can reuse things. For me personally, the idea of having everything in a box means that it would be less likely that I would take it out and look at it, which for me, I love looking at the mail art. I get so much inspiration from it. So I love to be able to look at all of this. And this is the best way that I have found so far. Let me know how you do your storage for your letters. Do you do the box, or do you have another way of doing it? Do you have a pen pal journal, and what kind of information do you put in that? I would absolutely love to know. To my pen pals, I thoroughly enjoy getting all of your mail, and I would love you to know that I treasure it. And I like to look at it. I don't just look at something once. I like to look at it. I like to reread certain things. If there's a piece of information I need, I kind of remember which letter it would be, and so I can just go back and find it out. So I hope that this has given you some inspiration today. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you for tagging along, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.